Hello, I'm Michael Wynn, local Tallahassee realtor. Welcome to the Tallahassee Real Estate Market Update for July 2022. I'm often asked what is happening in the Tallahassee real estate market, and today I want to do a walkthrough to describe and illustrate a couple of points that we're seeing right now as it relates to our market segments as a city, and then we're going to focus in on one particular zip code for this report. And so let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the first thing that we want to take a look at is a 14-year historical chart that shows us the inventory that was in Tallahassee back in 2008 and compare that to today, 2022. So if we're looking at the chart, we can see that in January of 2008, we had a little over 1,200 active single family homes in the market. Again, this chart does not reflect lots or townhouses or condos. This is strictly single family homes, detached homes. So as you can see, there's a pattern that developed over this period of time, and it's very cyclical to the real estate market, where in the early part of the year inventory is low, and then as we move into the summer months, people list their home on the market. And we see this pattern repeat in 2009, and then again in 2010, and then again in 2011. Now, I'm sure you're probably all looking at this report and you're saying, Michael, what about the big crash that happened in 2008 and 9? Yeah, we're going to take a look at that. But I think before we go there, I want to just really look at, okay, so if in May of 2008, we had over 1,300 active listings on the market, what about May of 22? If we zoom all the way over and take a look at the number, 318 active listings, it's obvious that we are still in a seller's market. Yes, interest rates have risen above their historic low that we saw in 2020 and the early to mid part of 21, have really creeped up very quickly, really in part to try to combat inflation. But today what we want to focus on is we can see this historic trend of what's happened in Tallahassee. And notice this map that I've got here. It really shows the Tallahassee city, reaching all the way up to the Bradfordville Road area and all the way down just north of the Woodville area. So let's take a look at the sales prices over this same 14-year period. So if we look at it in January of 2008, the average sale price was 261, right? 261,000. And then we saw in February of 2009, one of the lowest dips we had seen of 195,000, but really the bottom absolutely fell out in 2011. I mean, that's a 3-year dip to get from what was the highest point average to the lowest point. So again, I think this is what a lot of people talk about, when we talk about the bubble as it relates to, the crash 2008, 2009. But really for Tallahassee, that extended out to April of 2011. But if you look, I mean, historically, even through 2012, 13, 14, almost 15, we were hovering right around this, 200,000. Yeah, we had some, peaks where in November we got up to 222. Well, let's compare what was the inventory in November of 2013. So again, we go back to our chart and we go back to November. Look at what's happening. So we had 725 active homes. Again, what do we have right now? 300. Half of that. So, really wasn't until about the turn of 2017 where things sort of flipped, in terms of what the inventory really looked like, right? You can see right here, the end of 2017, 400. We spiked back up in the summer. Look at that massive swing into the summer of 2018, and then boom, a massive fall down in December of 2018. What do you think the prices were, sales price in 2018 with 450 houses? Let's look. So December, here we are, October. Yeah, December 2018, 243, right? So really high, almost even with what the height was, the top in 2008. So, we're looking at where are we today, in this last report, May of 22, 348,686 as the average sale price in Tallahassee. Now, I told you that we wanted to dive into one particular zip code, and that is the 32317, and it really makes up sort of this northeast quadrant that is between Mahan and Appalachia Parkway, and it is one of the hottest zones for real estate. That and compare that to probably the 32309 zip code that encompasses the area between Thomasville Road and, say Centerville Road, that area. We'll talk about that in another video. But today I want to just look at the 32317 zip, because it's really important for us to have an understanding of what's happening, because we're going to talk about in a minute the new construction that's coming to this zip code and how that might impact the inventory and prices. But want to get it out of ourselves. So let's take a look. So here we are in January of 2008, 162 listings, and we compare that to just 43 active listings in May, right? So again, we're talking about cutting that margin significantly. But let's jump to and look at the prices, the average sale price. That's really where we've got a massive shift. Look at what happened here, right? And really the reason why this huge jump occurred in 2018 and 2019 is because we had a really large amount of new construction in the 32317. We had the retreat at Mahan. We had the Camilla Oaks development, and so we're continuing to see this, these prices, these home prices go up, but that's new construction is really driving that. And we're going to see in a minute, there are some plans for Falls Chase, of course, which is coming out, which is behind the Costco off of Mahan. We'll look at that in a minute. But here's where we're at. May of 22, 434. Absolutely one of the highest average sale prices in all of Tallahassee. And again, it's really being driven by extremely low inventory and new construction is really what is driving that trend in that zip code. So if we take a quick look at what are the active listings look like, again, these are not my listings, but these are the available houses in the 32317 zip code. Obviously, if you visit my website, mdwin.com, you can take a look at these. You can save your own report. You can save your own listings. You can get daily emails when a new listing comes up. Put in your criteria, 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, put in the ceiling price point, save your search, and get instant updates as the market updates. But we can take a look at, and here's a great example of what's happening. You've got a $490,000 brand new home. That's in Green Acres on Pedrick. You've got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. And so, it's really a nice new construction project, 30 home sites. Only 9 of them are under construction. Only 4 of them have actually been completed. And again, I think this is really important when we think about how long does it take for a new home to be completed from the time they pour the concrete to the time that someone's ready to stick the key in the door and make it their new home? Right now it's about 9 months, 8 to 9 months is the time, because of all the supply chain issues that we have, especially with windows and garage doors. Those are big components that if you don't order them like as soon as you get the permit and knowing, the specs that you're going to build the home, it can take a very long time for windows to come in. So I think that should give us some understanding when we talk in a minute about what's coming to this area, especially like with Falls Chase. Yes, that there's a large amount of homes that are coming, but it's going to be an even longer time before they're even ready. And I mean, we're talking, this could be late 23, early 24 before, some of this stuff happens. But right now, where we are today, again, we've got some resales here that are down in the 375. I think the newest listing here at 299. Here's a great opportunity. Weems Plantation, great little neighborhood right next to Tom Brown Park. And then got some. Here's Fletcher Oaks, lovely 1,800 square foot homes. They're that very slender, tall style design. So a lot of fantastic listings. And I think if we scroll all the way down, we can see the monsters here. Yeah, 1.8 million for this home off Montserrat. So, all right. So I've talked about it, and now let's go ahead and take a look at it. The new homes that are coming to this area. So this is from the Tallahassee Permit Department. We can see that there, the clearing site, this is that Falls Chase that I was mentioning, where we've got 669 projected units. We can see that it's set up to be 1 to 6 phases with 321 single-family detached homes, and then 60 single-family attached, so like townhouses, and then an apartment complex. And all of that is, again, right behind the Costco. Now, so that's the big one, Falls Chase. You've got Claret Village, which is going to be townhomes. You've got Cambridge Park, was actually on the other side of town, 32309 up Thomasville Road. So really the biggest thing that's going to impact the inventory is going to be the Falls Chase. But again, if you just take a look at what even Fletcher Oaks or Green Acres at Pedrick, that new construction, it's 7, 8, 9 months from the time. And I mean, that's weeks, not even considering the permit process that it goes through. So again, you're literally talking 9 or 10 months from the time the permit is pulled before you can walk in that house. So this is not, while this is a lot of inventory that's going to be coming into this area, it is going to be stretched over really the next 2 to 3 years. It's not like this inventory is going to hit tomorrow or next month or even by the end of the year. And again, the labor shortages that we're having in Tallahassee, all of this puts delays and pressure on new construction. So that is what's happening. We can see that what's under construction, again, I talked about Camilla Oaks, under construction, 29 units complete. There's 29 that are under construction or in the permit process. So, that's about halfway full. We talked about Fletcher Oaks with 96 total units, 42 complete, 14 under construction. We talked about Green Acres at Pedrick, 30 lots, 9 units that are under construction, 3 are completed. And this all began in March of 2019. So we're talking it's like 2 years to, get to a point where 3 houses were done. So I think, for those people who are saying there's a bunch of inventory coming, yes, there's inventory coming, but it's going to take a very long time to get here. We're talking 2 to 3 years before some of this new construction really we start to feel the bulk of it, and it has to be alleviated by that supply chain issue. We've got to get that figured out. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. One of the things that I've got on my website is if you just click on sellers, if you're thinking about selling your home, I want you to be able to easily come in, click on this button. All you have to do is put in your address. You can easily get one of these reports to let you know what kind of equity do you have in your home right now. And that is really the situation with most homeowners in Tallahassee, is we've got great equity and balance sheets for homeowners across the board. Even if you bought in just 2019, you can see equity in your position. So I want to encourage you to do that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, I hope you'll like and subscribe to the channel. And once again, my name is Michael Wynn, Tallahassee Realtor with Prime South Properties. Have a great day and tune in next time.